Shalom Yeshua. I want to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahakadash Rakah, double honors, Apostle GMS, and honors to brothers doing the work in truth, war, sincerity. Old friend hollering at me the other day wanted to hear my take on how the world was created, and I was like, yo, you already know. My standpoint is the scriptures. So, I'll tell you from the scriptures, and I thought, since I was telling him, it'd be good to go over it again. So I'll just hit certain points, but the basically the summary, on the internet it will be TLDR, too long, didn't read. But the summary is that Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, right? Yahweh Shai and the angels created the earth, right? It took them 7 days, which scripturally is 7,000 years, right? When broken down. And yeah, so we'll go into that. So it says Genesis 1 and 1, it says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Right, but then you look at the word God here, right? It's Alahayim, right? Open it up. Right, it says Alahayim. Alright, gods, right? Because the word here, Allah, is power, right? And Yah makes it plural, right? So in the beginning, the powers made the heavens and the earth, right? Then we go into some of the precepts here. It says John 1 and 1 says, in the beginning was the Word, right? And that word representing Yahweh Shai. And the Word was with the powers and with the angels. And the Word was a power, right? Because once again, in the beginning, same, in the beginning, as in the beginning of creation, when the world was created, right? Once again, God in the Hebrew, right, is Alachayim, right? Just to give you the breakdown, in Hebrews 1 and 2, right, it says more or less the same thing. And I'll start from the top. It says, the Most High, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, right, who's Yahweh Shai, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds, right? So Yahweh Shai is the one that made the world. In fact, the Lord's name doesn't pop up until Genesis 2 and 4, right? So this is just like how, basically, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai gave the, gave the, what am I saying? Gave the blueprint, right? It's like I'm just lost my trail of thought. Yahweh is the one who gave the blueprint, and Yahweh Shai is the one that that did the building, right? And so here, H3068 Yahweh, right? This is the first time, in the scriptures that the name of the Lord actually appears, right? The proper name of the one true God, as he got it there. Right, so we close that and close that. Right now, if you're following along, or you knew, you're trying to get the understanding, site here has the breakdowns. It's got some of the precepts there as well. If you want to get into it yourself, right? But I'll just read the other points, right? It says, in the Most High, the powers. You get used to saying, when you see God saying the Most High, but to get the perfect understanding of Genesis, which is actually a deep, a deep book, right? And especially this first chapter here, you gotta read it as it is in the Hebrew, right? So it's saying the powers called the light day, and the darkness called night, right? And the evening and the morning were the first day, right? So then you jump to 2 Peter 3 and 8 says, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day, right? Therefore, proving that this period here being spanned is actually 1,000, what would you call it? 1,000 years, right? What's the next point? Right, and the next point was like, so then what came first, the chicken and the egg? The chicken or the egg, right? The world's, But in fact, even Esau did some studying, because scriptures talk about how he's performed a diligent search. Esau did some studying, which proved what the scriptures was going to say, and that is that it was the chicken with the egg inside. Because when they analyzed the egg, they found a protein that is only found on the inside of a chicken. Right, it's not found anywhere else, therefore drawing the conclusion that the chicken came first with the egg inside, which is what the scripture is going to say here. Right, so Genesis 1 and 11, it says, in the Most High, the powers said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed. Right, so the herb that has the seed inside, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. Right, so here you're saying, look, hey man, look, it was, yeah, the grass, was made, and then the grass itself was able to make more grass. Right, the herb was able to make more herbs, and the fruit was able to make more fruit after its own kind. Right, the Lord set up a whole ecosystem that allowed it to do that with flowers. You've got the bees there. Then what's Esau doing? He's destroying the earth. He's polluting the world. Esau being the so-called white man, right? Yeah, we've got our, some Israelites scattered amongst them, right? But the majority, the East was a so-called white man, in Israel, other than, so-called natives of America, these, Hispanics, the Negroes, all right, and, all our people scattered, throughout the earth, right? So that's all the ones I wanted to go into on here, right? I'll just end with 2nd Ezra 6. Right? So we start from verse 30. I'll read through this quick. It says, "And I said, O Lord, thou spakest from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and saidst thus, Let heaven and earth be made, and thy word was a perfect word." Right? So the Lord said, "Yo, man, go do what I go make it, man," and it was made. Right? It says, and then was the spirit, and darkness and silence were on every side. The sound of man's voice was not yet formed. Right, then commandest thou a fair light to come forth of thy treasures, that thy work might appear. Upon the 2nd day, 2,000 years, right, thou madest the spirit of the firmament, and commandest it to part asunder, to make a division betwixt the waters, that the one part might go up, and the other one remain beneath. Upon the 3rd day thou didst command that the waters should be gathered in the 7th part of the earth. 6th part have thou dried up, and kept them, and to the intent that of these some being planted of the Most High, and tilled might serve thee. For as soon as thy word went forth, the work was made. Right? What does the scripture say? Isaiah 55:11. Oh, don't be slow. Right? Isaiah 55:11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whitherto I sent it. So the Lord says, let it be so, it is so. Right? It says, upon the 3rd day thou didst command that the water should be gathered in the 7th part of the earth. 6 parts hast thou dried up, and kept them, to the intent that some of these being planted of the Most High, and tilled might serve thee. For as soon as thy word went forth, the work was made. For immediately there was a great and innumerable fruit, and many and diverse pleasures for the taste. All right? So the Lord made all these things, for pleasures, man. And flowers of unchangeable color, and odors of wonderful smell. And this was done the 3rd day. Upon the 4th day, right, thou commandest that the sun should shine, and the moon give her light, boom, right, and the stars should be in order, right, because everything in the world is all about order. But what does Esau want to bring? Disorder, right, which is why the scriptures say, in Isaiah 29:16, you're turning of things upside down. Everything about Esau is about disorder, which is why he's trying to put a man and a woman on the same stead. He's trying to put races on the same stead. Israel, and it actually says that later on in the chapter, right? But Israel is the only one that the Lord cares about. He says the rest are as a drop that falleth from the vessel, and a spittle, right? It says upon the 4th day commanded that the sun should shine and the moon to give her light, and the stars should be in order, and gave us them a charge to do service unto man. That was to be made, right? Because the scriptures talk about how the stars in the heavens, as read in Genesis 1:14, right? It says, and the Most High said, power said, let there be lights, and the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. Let them be for signs and for seasons and for days for years. Right, so the stars and the bodies of the heavens, there for signs, seasons, yeah, so you can tell what time it is, this, that, and the other. Alright, which is why we look at these signs in heaven, see how we're having, we just call it super moons, wolf moons, blood moons, blue moons, quote unquote, as Esau calls it. But, all of these celestial phenomena, we can tell, oh shit, hey man, hey, this thing is close. right? It says, upon the fifth day thou sayest unto the seventh part wherewith the waters were gathered, that it should bring forth living creatures, right, fowls and fishes. And so it came to pass, for the dumb water and without life brought forth living things at the commandment of the Most High, that all people might praise thy wondrous works. Then thou didst ordain two living creatures, right? Man is a creature, right? Creature means one created. It says the one thou callest Enoch, right? Man, representing man here. It says, and the other Leviathan. And didst separate them one from another. So that's basically saying man was made on the fifth day, right? Because then you see, in fact, it goes on to I forgot where it is. Let me just finish up. But yeah, if you read through, like I said, if you're new to this, just go to the site. It has the breakdowns there for you to follow on. But yeah, it says, but unto Leviathan thou gave a seventh part, namely the moist, and hast kept him to be devoured, of whom thou wilt and when. It says, upon the sixth day thou gavest commandment unto the earth, that before thee it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creeping things. And after these Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Right? And that's what I was talking about, how Esau was trying to bring equality, but the Lord has a chosen people, and that goes on to say that that chosen people is Israel, right? So yeah, like I said, I just was going through that as conversation I had, so I thought, for edification purposes, might as well just go into it. So Lord's already been edified, and with that, I'm gonna say shalom.